We talked about mirepoix. We talked about, getting everything together. We talked about basic knife skills. So today I'm going to be teaching how to properly handle the knife, how to properly chop an onion, 4 ways. We're gonna go into a carrot. I planned on doing 7 ways, but I think we're gonna save the julienne and the small dice and the bâtonnets for potatoes for later on this week. And then I'm also gonna show you all a few ways to cut garlic and a few simpler ways, okay? So we're gonna start off by prepping the station and doing normal sanitization and hygiene and all that, okay? So the first things first, we wanna get our sanitized water, which, right? So we want to prepare our station, right? It's gonna be every single day. And then what I really like to do is I like to put a rag underneath my cutting board so that it doesn't slip. And the reason why is because, when you're going and going and going, you don't want anything to fall off. You don't want it to slip, because if you slip, and there goes your phalanges. Maybe your toes. You never know. So that being said, simple trick, paper towels will work. We're good to go. I'm gonna wash my hands. Make sure that we do kind of a rag up on top for us to sanitize as well. I don't want to use the bucket. This is also going to be my rag to wipe down because it's semi-dry. I know I'm the only one that uses it because it's my hands, right? You do also want to make sure that your fingers are short, your nails are short, or that they're clean. Nail polish, it's usually an industry big thing. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about how to properly hold the knife. And first and foremost, I'm going to look for accuracy and not speed, okay? So we're going to take the knife and we're going to hold it with the index finger down, your thumb on the middle of the blade, and of course your last 3 fingers resting within the grip, okay? Now the reason that's for is because you have all control. The butt is what has the weight. So when you're going, you want to be able to just glide it and bounce it, all right? So we're going to go ahead and practice that as well. Again, accuracy, not speed. So what I'm going to do is we're going to be chopping an onion, carrots, and garlic today. So I'm going to finish setting up my little area. Down a little bit. Perfect. This is going to be my trash bin, all right? Super simple, super easy. And we'll be able to do enough with that, all right? Now I've got a smorgasbord of these. Now, when we put everything together, what do we call that? Because we talked about it last week. These and plots, correct. All right. So basically, I'm going to do 4 different cuts for my onion. So I've got 4 different bowls to put everything in, okay? So all we're going to be using is 1½ onions, and I'm going to show you how to do a dice, a julienne, which is sliced, which is basically kind of the shape that they use for fajitas, right? But it's a lot smaller. And then we're going to go into the mirepoix, which is the size that we need for the stock next week, okay? Now remember, we're going to be using all of this stuff for next week when we make stocks, okay? So we're going to be saving it. Make sure that we save it, okay? The one thing that we will not be using in our stocks are our small dice because we don't want to have to fish those out, right? All right. The other cut I'm going to show you on an onion is going to be a onion ring cut. It's not like typical, but I think it's very necessary to actually do it without using the slicer, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to just take the root off on each side, okay? Now you'll notice that when I grab with my tips of my fingers. You want to, because if you were to slice down, you're not slicing the tips of your hands, okay? This is very important. Just make sure that you keep watching how my hands go. I have a tendency to not really explain, okay? So I went ahead and took the parts off on the side. I'm going to cut it right down the middle. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take that first layer off. If you still see green, take 1 more layer off. It's okay. Now, if cut properly, you will not cry. So there is a specific membrane in the onion that if you cut into it directly, it will make you cry, okay? Now, what I like to do also is after the end of each swipe or whatnot, I like to wipe it off because I don't want my knife to be dirty, right? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and just start real quick with the julienne cut, all right? All you're gonna do is you're gonna take your half of an onion that we went ahead and took the roots off on both sides. We've got it peeled. You're gonna go ahead and hold it, a julienne, just like that, all right? I'm going slow because I want accuracy, not speed, right? Now, these are your juliennes. You see how small they are? They could honestly be smaller, all right? So with these are really good with caramelization. Caramelizing is just cooking it over high heat in a saute pan, and then using water and keep rendering it down, and we build the sugars with that, okay? All right, so that's one cut. That's the julienne. Are your eyes burning yet? Neither am I. All right. The next cut that we're gonna do is we're gonna do a simple dice. A lot of people struggle with dicing an onion, and I'm gonna show you a really simple way. It looks confusing, but it's not, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and take our knife and we're gonna do slits this way, all right? And then we'll take our knife and do slits this way, okay? Bear with me. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna take it. All right, do you see those slits right there? I did 1, 2, 3, 4 cuts, okay? You will then take it, sorry I shake a lot, y'all, and you will just do it right down the middle. All right, now, that being said, you can now see how it's gonna cut, right? You can see the actual dice. All you do, take it, cut it off. Look how beautiful that is. Easy. Got it? Super, super, super simple. You want something smaller? Mince it. What does mincing mean? Sorry? Exactly. Now, like I said, we want accuracy, not speed, right? How do you think this looks to y'all? Yeah? And how quick did that take me? All right. That's what I like to hear. I'm going to wash my hands again. I do watch for sanitizing, for cleaning, for all of that. We're still working with an onion, so I'm not really worried about wiping down my space. I'm just worried about my hands because I don't want them to smell like onions. Okay. All right, next step. I'm going to show y'all how to do the mirepoix and the onion rings. Onion rings first, okay? So for this one, we're only going to do a half. So when yielding these cuts, we're only doing 1.5 onions, okay? Now with the ones that I didn't finish cutting like these, we can save that for the mirepoix. Mirepoix is just a large cut, a super large cut to use for our stocks, okay? So what I'm going to do, since I'm not fully going to use this whole onion, I'm just going to go straight down. And we're going to save this for one of y'all. Oh no, I was actually supposed to use that whole thing. I lied. Give me one more. I have an abundance of onions, so we're okay. I'm going to cut the tip off. Now, I accidentally messed that one up. That's why. And the easy way to do this, do you see how we've got it all the way around, right? Well, how do we get that off? Super simple. We're going to take it. We know we're going to peel off the first layer, correct? So I did a nice slice right in the middle. Peel that right off. Super simple. Do you have any questions so far? Thank you. So for onion rings, what is one thing that we've noticed about onion rings? They're pretty thick, right? So all you do, take that, boom, boom. Look at how beautiful these are. This is not a good onion to do that, but you get the gist of it. Look at how beautiful those are. These will make really good onion rings. Now this one is the one that will make you cry because you're cutting against the membrane and my eyes are getting watery. But when you're not doing this one, you're fine. last cut, we're going to go ahead and do the mirepoix or the stalks, okay? That being said, it's just going to be a simple straight across, done. That's it. You break it up as best as you can. This is the mirepoix. So we'll take what we used earlier and we'll just go ahead and cut it down. Take that, cut it. This is now considered mirepoix for our stock. This is the first ingredient that we're going to be using for our stocks, okay? Ooh, we have an abundance of onions. All right, now what I will do is I'm going to just dump all of this in here that I know we're going to use for the stock, so we can use it later. And then we're going to get ready to do garlic, okay? Now with these, we won't really be, we can use these ones for stock as well. This one we won't be able to use for the stock because I don't really want to fish that out. It's so much of a pain, if you ask me. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to clean up our station. Take this, my sink. Take this, put that in there as well. And then of course I'm going to go ahead and sanitize my area. Right? It doesn't take but a few seconds to get that done. And you'll notice it's going to save you a lot of time in the long run, okay? I'm just going to use the example since I'll be on the same. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do a carrot. I'm going to show you a rondelle, and I'm going to show you a diagonal cut. A rondelle is just basically what you know as a simple round cut, okay? I'm left my peeler at home, so we're going to do this without peeling. I would peel it with my paring knife, but honestly, these are super thin that I probably would not risk doing it like that. But as long as you wash it well enough, for edible at least. Right? All right. I'm just going to use one carrot for this knife cut. Okay. So what we want to do first, get a paper towel. We want to dry that off. All right. I'm going to go ahead and cut the tip off. Cut the tip off. I don't have a waste hole anymore. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start with, I'm going to divide this in two since we're doing two cuts. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to do a rondelle. Remember how we hold our hands? All right. Simple rondelle. We all know what this cut looks like, right? Super simple. The reason why we do this cut is it's really good to caramelize. Something about carrots, when you do a roast, when you do mirepoix, when you do any of that, it has a really good sugar content in it. So when you cook it, it gets caramelized and you have that really sweet flavor. It brings out the carrot absolutely, okay? All right. Next is going to be the diagonal. We're going to go ahead and take our carrot and we're going to slightly do, I'd say about a 45-degree angle. And you're just going to go, we're going to cut that tip off real quick. And you're just going to keep going at that little angle, okay? Now, this specific method would be used in classic French cuisine, just as a nice little side dish. It would look pretty, something like this, make it look all elegant, you know, and pile it up. Did y'all know that side dishes, if you're doing green beans or whatnot, it actually, they say, everything looks good in odd numbers, right? So you'd want to put like 5 bâtonnets of these, which is basically a French fry shape, but half the size. Okay? All right, any questions about these two cuts for their carrot? All right. Next, we're gonna go ahead and actually get into garlic, okay? There's a few ways that we have garlic. I do like showing many different methods. I'm gonna show you how to chop it, how to dice it, and how to paste it, right? And of course, leaving it whole, which is what we are going to need to do for our stocks next week, okay? So this week, what we're doing with the preparation of all this, we're pre-prepping our stock. So the first one I'm going to do, these are little, but that's okay. I'm going to show y'all probably about 3 of them. Now, the one thing about these is they're very sticky, okay? Now, the method that I use, it is a little dangerous, so make sure that you take care of your hands. And what you notice how I'm still holding my knife. I'm going to take it. This is how I'm going to do it, okay? Thumb on your blade right at the tip, not the tip, but at the base, and you're going to hold it. I'm going to take this where the curved side is down, and I'm going to just lightly press down. That gives me enough room to peel and break everything apart, okay? And I'm going to do this with all of them. Now be careful because you've got your blade. We don't want to cut ourselves, right? So I could do this even more. Okay, so this one we're going to use for pasting. Tore that one up a little bit. And this one, we're going to do something different with. All right. You know, they talk about all these different methods and these gadgets to peel these. I still find that doing it with a knife, with peeling, that didn't take long. Doing it with a knife, with peeling it and everything, it's probably the easiest method for me, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this one open, and I want y'all to see whether it's good or bad, and I want to be able to show y'all what to look for, okay? So we'll take this. Now, do you see this green? Let's let it focus. 1 second. There is a green stem right in the middle. Do y'all see that? Okay. This is actually okay. If y'all get anything thicker, what you want to do is you'll want to take your paring knife and peel that out, because this means that it's a brand new root growing, and that means it's about to expire, okay? So always look out for that. I don't always look out for it because honestly, I'm always pasting it, so it doesn't really matter, okay? So this first cut, I'm gonna go ahead and just slice it. Be very careful, it is very small. You wanna make sure that you don't cut your fingers. And it's the hardest one, I'm not gonna lie, I have trouble with this one. We lost. Oh my God. Oh, it's under there now. Simple slice, normal. It's a runaway. All right. Now from here, if this is how you want it, then that's fine. If not, you want it smaller because you're like, oh my God, garlic, man. Just do a simple dice on it. Always use your knife for scooping. Don't ever use your hands. You don't need to. That's what your knife is for. Your knife is for everything. If you're dicing, take it with the palm of your hand, basically, or the tip, wherever you have the most control, and you're just gonna rock it back and forth. Now you see, if you watch the butt of my knife, it literally is the reason why it's going up and down. Okay? Any questions so far with y'all? Look at how beautifully diced that is, right? We'll go ahead and take that. We will place it in here. And we're gonna leave this one whole because that was one method of doing it, okay? But in order to prepare it, what do? We take off the ends. Boom. We have a perfectly good one. Ooh, look at this. So this is a good one to notice. Do you see that? You see how big that green root is? That we don't want to use. We want to take all of that out, okay? That is considered trash. We don't want that. The next one that we're going to use is going to be a dice, okay? I mean, not a dice, I'm sorry. We're going to paste it. This is probably the most convenient method that I have ever seen, and it is the only method that I use when cooking with raw garlic that I don't need full, okay? I personally am not a fan of slicing or dicing garlic, never have been, never will be. I am a firm believer of work smart, not hard. You want to make everything work for you, right? So you're going to take this kind of like how we did before with the peeling, but this time we're going to go super hard. Now make sure to be careful because we've got the blade right on top, right? Look, it's stuck on there. Do you see how flat that is so far? Yeah? All right, we're going to lay that right there. And what we'll do is we'll just go and paste it. You're going to take your knife. You're going to firmly grasp it in your hand, and you're just gonna rock it back and forth. All right? And you're going to bring the blade down and up, and you're just going to do sweeping motions. Pasted garlic. How simple is that? And that actually how do you say that? Aerates, aromatic, it makes it super aromatic. Super aromatic. Can y'all smell it already? Yes. All right, and again, what we will do, I'm gonna attempt to show you another cut on the carrot. I'm hoping we'll be able to get through it, only because it's a thin carrot. And it's usually a lot better with a thicker carrot. But with what we have right now, we're gonna make the best of it, right? Of course, when you're cleaning your knives, please don't submerge it into a sink. Please wipe it off immediately. Please take care of them, because with it, you'll notice that they last longer, okay? You don't have to have an expensive knife for it to work properly. As long as you take care of it, that's all that matters. Let me finish cleaning my area. All right. Always clean up after yourself, because in the end, you're gonna have to clean up anyways. You're not gonna wanna have a lot of mess, right? I struggled a long time with always having everything all over the place. Dishes dirty, utilizing too much. No, work smart, not hard, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and take this other carrot. I'm gonna wash it real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and prepare this one as well. How many times have I washed my hands so far? A lot, right? And how long have we been prepping? We've only been prepping for roughly what? I can't even tell you. 23 minutes, okay? I probably washed my hands 5 times. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna utilize this fat part because I wanna do this. And the cut that I'm gonna go ahead and do is a brunoise, is a bâtonnet cut, which is a 1/4 by 1/4 by 2-inch cut, okay? And from there, we're gonna make a small dice, which is 1/4 by 1/4 by 1/4, okay? Remember, accuracy, not speed. That's all that matters. Ooh. So we've got about, you wanna leave a little bit of room just in case you have errors. You want room for errors, all right? So first things first, this is super skinny, super skinny. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little uncomfortable with this, but we're gonna make it work. We're gonna take it and we're gonna do 1/4 by 1/4, right? Now, do you see how beautiful that is? Look at how perfect that is. This is a beautiful 1/8 piece. Now, we've got these, they're a little bit bigger. This would be a brunoise by chance, but we're still gonna utilize it, okay? So you'll take it, you'll slice it right into thin little juliennes almost. All right, oopsie. That being said, we will now put it into a small dice, right? Look how pretty those are. Would you say that those look like a small dice? They're beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. These are going to be a little bit thinner, not as great, but again, accuracy, not speed. Okay. So, what do you think about these? Right? This, when plating food, when having a standardized recipe, everything is done exactly the same. You want everything to look exactly the same. When you go and you get some food and you have like carrots or vegetables or something on the side, you don't want to have wonky cuts. You want everything to be exactly the same and cohesive. Every dish is supposed to look the same, okay? So, moving forward, for my virtual students, this is what's going to happen, okay? So now that I have demonstrated these simple knife cuts on an onion, garlic, as well as carrots. What is going to be expected of you is y'all will now demonstrate, okay? So I demo, y'all demo, okay? Now, the way that that's going to work is I'm going to demo every Monday and Wednesday, and you will be demoing every Tuesday and Thursday, and Friday we'll be doing a review. This week, y'all will be picking up y'all's little bull doggy bags that our peers are going to be putting together for you with all of the ingredients that you need. You will pick those up by Wednesday, and I will expect by Thursday to have a video uploaded of your hygiene methods, your sanitization methods, and your cuts. You can take pictures of your cuts. Like I said, accuracy, not speed. I want to see that your cuts look good, okay? From then moving forward, you will be picking up 2 doggy bags a week, and I'll have everything ready at the beginning of the week for y'all to pick up. And that's pretty much it. So I will be uploading the video every Monday and Wednesday. You will watch that video. You will acknowledge that you have seen the video. And then Tuesday and Thursday, you will go, your classroom assignment will go ahead and be to recreate what I have just done, okay? If y'all have any questions, please let me know. Please make sure that you are practicing complete safety. Please make sure that you are practicing sanitization, especially with COVID right now. And please make sure that you work smart, not hard. If you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. And if you need to do a one-on-one, I'd be more than happy to do that as well, okay? So that's the demonstration for today, and we'll be moving on forward. Please also make sure that your cuts you are saving, because you will be utilizing those cuts for next week's stock demonstration, okay? So I have provided some Ziploc bags into your bags. You will use those bags and you will freeze them until the day before that we will be utilizing them, okay? All right, y'all have a great day.